Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Men of Order Sports Channel. We're going to cover some sports betting. Shout out to Big Mike Rader in the house with us again, rocking that Men of Order. Beautiful shirt. We're going to have those on sale shortly at some point. So make sure you follow us on Twitter so you can keep up with that. Follow or subscribe here as well. Hit that like button. Share this with your friends so that they can get some good betting insights here for the Chiefs, -3.5 at the Vikings, over under set at 52.5. Now, I'm gonna just start off real quick. So I like the Chiefs here. I think they are fresh off their letdown spot in which they did let down in terms of, making that a really hard-fought competitive game against the Jets, which it should not have been based on the caliber of the two teams. So if they went and blew out the Jets last weekend, I'd be looking at this as like, ooh, in Minnesota, Vikings have been playing, way worse than they were expected to. Especially, defensively. I mean, we didn't expect much from them defensively, but they haven't been able to win games. So they finally beat the Panthers, who are a winless team. So we expected that, right? But because they let down against the Jets here, I like them to win this. I still don't know if I like them to cover, though. But I did find something that I kind of really enjoy is Chiefs to win from a span of 1 to 13 points. So all they got to do is not win by 2 touchdowns. It's plus 120. I like that because I don't really want to lay -190 on the money line. But I'm not sure if they cover here in Minnesota. I think that even if they get out to a big lead, the Vikings, they're a high-powered enough offense to come back and backdoor cover into making it less than a 13-point lead. Not an official bet, but I am leaning that way. It might make the list by Sunday morning. What do you think about this game here?
Yeah, I like the Vikings. I like the plus 3.5 for the Vikings. Biggest kept secret right now with the Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes. He's leading the league in interceptions right now. That offense doesn't look as good, as crisp as it has in years past.
Definitely.
And I think they are missing that number one receiver. I think they do go to Travis Kelce often, but at some point teams can actually scheme for him. Now the Vikings, they're not that great on defense. So they're going to get their issue. But, in the grand scheme of things, the Chiefs are -3 in turnover differential. The Vikings are -8. Like, it's like
sloppy game here. Maybe bet both for an interception.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a sloppy game. And I don't know. I mean, I think if I had to put my confidence in one team to make a play on defense, it's the Chiefs, right? That's what I would go. But I think the Vikings have a chance to keep this game close. They keep every game close. Every game they play is close. They play bad teams close. They play good teams close. Yep. That's just what the Vikings do. And because of that, I like the Vikings to cover at 3.5. I'm not saying that the Vikings can win this game. They could if they can get Patrick Mahomes to throw more interceptions like he has been doing this season. But they haven't done that all season as far as causing turnovers. So that's a tall task to ask for the Vikings. But I do like the plus 3.5 for this one for the Vikings.
Yeah, it's actually hilarious how high of a standard we have for the Chiefs now, like how good they've been the last 5 years, because you just said like, oh, their offense looks a little shaky. They're missing that number one receiver. They haven't looked as crisp and as solid and as good of a football team as they did in years past, as we're used to watching them. And then you look down at the numbers, and they're sitting in the top 12 in every single offensive category you can look at, right? They don't allow any sacks, number one in that category. They're third in total yards, seventh in yards per play, fifth in yards per rush, eighth in yards per completion. I mean, they're really good offensively. But a lot worse than they have been in years prior. It's actually crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's as much as I don't like the Chiefs, I got to give it up to Patrick Mahomes. It's the Mahomes factor. You could be in a negative amongst the bottom of the league in turnover differential, but it doesn't matter. They're 3-1, and they have the best quarterback in the league, backing them, and they can get away with a lot of things that other teams can't get away with. Get away with, particularly having a wide receiver one. What other team can get away with not having a wide receiver one, like an established true wide receiver one? The Chiefs are the only team that I can think of that can do something like that.
The Ravens come to mind just from, the past couple of years. They've had enough success to kind of be in that category. But other than that, nothing really comes to mind there. So, I definitely agree with you. I mean, at least not off the top of the head. that's actually had some, decent success making the playoffs consistently.
Right.
It's the Ravens and the Chiefs. I mean, and the Chiefs are doing it with Tyreek the past couple of years. So before last year, obviously. And then if you flip to the one thing that is surprising, and probably the reason that they've still been able to be 3-1, even though they have a bad turnover differential compared to last year, and they're not as crisp offensively, their defense is finally really good.
Really good defense.
And that's been the part that they're lacking in lately. And that's what makes me a little more confident in the Chiefs here, because I do think the Vikings offensively are good enough to keep up with them and score with them.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to a matter of who makes that last play, like you said. And if I have to trust somebody to kind of make a stop at some point in this game, I trust the Chiefs defense way, way, way more than I trust the Vikings defense. But the Vikings offense is good enough to keep them in the game. They could cover this 3.5. I just don't love that. I like the Chiefs to not win by more than 14, a little bit more than that, make it 1-13, get the plus money on it. I think that's why I'm going that way, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs win by 3. That still cashes that bet, though. So that's the reason I even look that way, because I do agree with you on the Vikings possibly covering that plus 3.5. So
yeah, I'm with you. Another thing that's like almost automatic in this game is, Kelsey and Justin Jefferson getting their issue.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at that. If you combine, I like a parlay between the two, Justin Jefferson, Travis Kelsey, anytime touchdown. That might be worth it. I mean, earlier this season, Justin Jefferson wasn't getting on the board as far as touchdowns go, and that value was a lot higher. Now you're getting it for a really low price, a really, not so great price now, but it was in the plus territory. Now it's a minus 120. Travis Kelsey's automatic in the end zone. You know that, Patrick Mahomes is going to get those cheap 3 or 4 yard touchdown passes that he usually does.
He didn't get one last Sunday night, though.
Yeah, he didn't. That was a
good
defense, though. That's
it's
a good defense.
Good, though. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. A way better defense than this matchup. So, yep.
Yeah. So, both of those getting a touchdown. I really do like that. And Patrick Mahomes, I was kind of looking at his passing props. Over 2.5 touchdowns is a plus 135, according to DraftKings. I can see him getting 3 easily. He's usually good for about 3 a game. So, I do like that. I do like that that one too. So those are the ones that I'm looking at the most.
Yeah, to your point with the Travis Kelsey, Justin Jefferson touchdown parlay, that gets you a plus 210 right now on FanDuel. So just throwing that out there. You're turning that into some good value. You're relying on 2 guys to score for only plus 210 though. I mean, it's a shame how well priced these are. But I don't think that's a bad bet at all. I think it's a really good bet. It's just a little risky just because you need 2 guys to actually get into the end zone. And with these teams, they spread the ball around. So, but I do like it though. And then Patty Mahomes too. I mean, so we hit on this when it was the Vikings versus Chargers when they played, and I believe they played in Minnesota as well. So very similar situation. Except for the fact that the Chiefs defense is a lot better than the Chargers defense is.
Right.
But in that game, we put I think 1.5 units on Herbert and Kirk Cousins to get 2 touchdowns each parlayed. And then we put a half unit on them each to get 3. I think that's the perfect spot to do this as well with Patty Mahomes and Kirk Cousins. So I'm going to build that real quick and just see what numbers we're getting. So if we take just Kirk Cousins to get 2 and Patty Mahomes to get 2, you're looking at minus 101. So maybe you put 1.5 units on that, and you're looking at 1.5 units to win 1.5 units just about. And then if you put them both at 3 with a half unit, just got to unclick these one sec. Patty Mahomes, that's his number already. That's his regular number. But you can do the alt number for Kirk Cousins to get 3 as well. And now you're looking at a plus 501. So you're looking at another 2.5 units on just a half unit risk for them to get 1 extra. And I think that could definitely happen. And then while we're on that topic of them, nickel and diamond down the field, throwing touchdowns all day, how you like this over under 52.5?
I like it. I think it could be, something like in a, one team scores first to 30 kind of wins the game. They kind of race to 30.
Again, very similar to that Chargers Vikings game where it ended 28-24, right at 52. So you're right at this hook. But like you said, if one of those teams gets to 30, that hits that over. So
so
I can definitely see that.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like I'm not 100% like strong about the over, but if I had to guess one, these two offenses, that Vikings defense not being as great, and you know that Vikings offense is good against any defense. So,
Yep.
you know, you got to kind of pick the over if you had to pick one.
Yeah, exactly. This is another game similar to the Rams and Eagles where, I'm not taking an over. I mean, I'm not taking an under. No shot.
Yeah.
I'm taking an under in that game. If anything, it's a
Right.
stay away. But if I had to pick over under, I'm going with the over in this one any day of the week.
Yep.
I wanted to look into one thing, just opponent like rushing touchdowns per game, how many they're allowing or passing. I just want to make sure that this Kirk Cousins, Patty Mahomes idea is a good idea because Patty Mahomes just had one passing touchdown last week.
Right.
Again, better defense. So, but I just want to do my due diligence real quick since I kind of thought of that one on the spot there.
Yeah, definitely, man. And while you look for that one, I go over the receiving yards for some
go crazy,
some guys.
Yep.
TJ Hawkinson over 54.5. I do like that one. It's a -115. Also, anytime touchdown for TJ Hawkinson, +160. So that's pretty
that's
good
some really
too.
good value on TJ there. Yeah, definitely. So I did our theory checks out. Everybody, calm down. We can still put those bets in. It still looks good. We got Kansas City is averaging they're only allowing 16.6% of their touchdowns on the ground. So most of it's coming in the air. We know the Vikings don't want to run the ball and they get down there anyway. That's actually probably the reason they lost to the Chargers and didn't beat them to 30 points because they tried to run the ball in the red zone a couple times towards the end there. Had no success. They're not going to try that again against Kansas City. They're going to try to go to TJ Hawkinson, like you just said, KJ Osborne, Justin Jefferson, guys like that, Jordan Addison there. Many weapons to be running the ball in the red zone, especially when it hasn't worked at all. And then Minnesota, they're a little bit better at, defending run touchdowns or whatever. I don't know if that makes you a little bit better, but whatever.
Yeah.
They allow 27% of their touchdowns on the run. So, we like Patty Mahomes to be able to throw it in there too as well. So, I just wanted to check those, make sure that, it wasn't the case that Minnesota was like not allowing any passing touchdowns at all. Then we got to reconsider that bet. You know what I mean? But it's looking good for us on that front. So,
yeah, definitely, man. But that's pretty much all I got for that one, man.
Yeah, me as well. So go Chiefs, but not too much. We want them to definitely not win by more than 13, and we want them to win by like 3, if anything. Mike wants them to lose by 50, but
absolutely, man.
There's a little bit of bias there. Don't worry.
Send Taylor Swift home crying, man.
There you go. Hey, I mean, look, if we need to get them out of football, if we need to get Taylor Swift and all that jazz back out of football, like Kelsey said he wants, and the Chiefs kind of want now. The NFL, they're making money, so they don't care. They're like, yeah, let's keep doing it. But if anybody does want them to get out, that'd be the way to do it. Have the Chiefs lose by like 40 to the Vikings, who are 1-3. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they almost did it with the Jets. If they would have had the Chiefs lose to the Jets, Taylor Swift would have been like, man, what is this? You didn't even score against the Jets and you lost?
Yeah.
See you later.
There you go. Man.
If they weren't getting checks out of that deal.
Right. That's really what it comes down to, man.
Yep.
So, one can only hope, though. One can only hope.
We almost got through like 4 weeks of this, Mike, without having to bring up Taylor Swift, but
that's on me, man.
You had to do it.
That's on me, man. That's on me. I'll take the loss for that.
It's so good. At least it makes sense now. Since you did it, I'm definitely going with that Taylor Swift cover photo for this video. Since you did it.
Love it.
All right, sounds good. So, I mean, we love the passing props in this game. A lot of offense. We're thinking the over probably hits. Check back on our Twitter, Men of Order Sports, MOO_sports on Twitter, and we'll have your official picks Sunday morning. Big Mike Rader. Make sure you guys tune into his channel as well. I know there's going to be some Chiefs fan watching this, so you probably don't want to, go watch him talk about the Raiders, but I mean, you might get some good insight anyway. So feel free to hop on over there. Never mind. Don't even do it. Don't even go over there. Vikings fans are more than welcome.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
All right, everybody. Best of luck betting. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.